Hey everybody, it's Lee. We're talking about the hockey wraparound roundtable winner here for the SPARX machine. We wanted to bring on one of our winners to talk to you about his and his family's story. This is Jeremy. He's out of the Pacific Northwest, and he is part of an 8-team organization. He's active duty military. And Jeremy, I wanted to bring you on here just to share your story because it's an amazing one, and it shares with our audience how far this SPARX machine is going to go for your community.
Yeah, so earlier this season, our sharpener, I take a lot of credit to those people that know how to just sharpen by hand, she did an amazing job. Could definitely tell when you got your skates sharpened by someone else. And she kind of moved on with her career to something else. We didn't really have a sharpener, so there's a guy at the rink was trying to do it, but it's a skill by doing it by hand. So what we've had to do is every time we're at an away game, which is about an hour to 2 hours away, even rec hockey is travel hockey essentially up here, is where the parents have to get their skates sharpened. So not only are they spending half their day, at just doing the game, is now they got to wait in line or go find a store to get their skates sharpened for their kids. And having this ability here, right, with our small organizations that we already have, is that they can just drop them off the rink. I can take them, get them home, sharpen them, and bring them right back to the rink. Since I'm already there, anywhere between 4 to 5 days a week, anyways, and see all the families.
Yeah, and again, what's interesting about your story and why it stood out to us again is that I think sometimes, especially on the East Coast, where there's a rink every 15 minutes up and down the East Coast. Sometimes we take for granted, the situations around the country. And not that hockey's not growing in the Pacific Northwest, obviously, with the Kraken. It's not too far from Vancouver, and there's other teams in the area. But it's a reminder that, not every town has a skate sharpener, a skate sharpening person, a guy or a girl, and that relying on going to the away games. And again, I can tell you right now, when you get your skates sharpened away, it's a roll of the dice. It could be good, it could be bad. I never want to say someone purposely would do a bad sharpening, but you never know. And that uneasiness cannot be something that's fun. And that's assuming that the pro shop is even open and they have a pro shop, right? So it's a bit of a lottery.
So yes, this will help out a lot, right? And I've actually had my skates sharpened from a SPARX Sharpener before. And the great thing about it is it's consistent. Right, as long as it's calibrated, it's consistent. It's the same cut every time. Depending on your radius, you just change out the stone and you get a different one. And it's pretty amazing that even you look at the pro shops, they're even going to that. Right, just because of that trait of being a sharpener, right? It is very few and far between, right? Of who does a very consistent, good job. So I've seen them even go into it now.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you. And we will shout out to all the skate sharpeners across the world that know what they're doing. They're few and far between nowadays, but you're 100% right. I have a SPARX machine, and just like you said, the consistency, right? You know exactly what you're going to get. And another thing, Jeremy, you'll find too, with yourself, with your kids, and with the community, that when you actually end up doing it, even if it's just putting it in the machine, hit and play, there's actually a pretty cool feeling afterwards when you get on the ice of, hey, I sharpened those, right? I did those.
Yeah.
But again, man, look, we're really, really honored that we can help your community. I know SPARX is as well. I want to thank you for coming on here. And again, I think it's important that when we do these giveaways, sometimes we put a face to the name or face to the situation, because the community that we're building and the podcast that we're running is so much more than just giveaways or hockey equipment, right? So I want to thank you for volunteering for the armed services, and not just you, but everybody who does that. I want to thank you for entering, and thanks for sharing your story with us today, man. I really hope you enjoy this machine.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Lee. Right, definitely appreciate the winning. Right, it's definitely going to bring a different level to our community that we're going to be able to have for the options for parents, right, to go. And also, I do want to get a shout out to your product, right? My kid does use it, and he loves that product, right? In the summer here on the blacktop and stuff, and with his rollerblades. So I really like your product as well.
Well, thank you, man. We did not ask you to say that, so we appreciate all of that. That makes me feel like $1 million as well. But look, at the end of the day, with SPARX too and hockey wraparound, it's all about making the game more accessible.
Yep.
And again, I think it's so important to share these types of stories. Not just to give everybody perspective on the greater hockey community and the things that some of us do have or don't have, but also just to share that story of the hockey community, right? And the fact that, you know, we all take care of each other. It is not a large community, and the more people you know, the more you realize it's a small world. So, hey, thanks so much for that, Jeremy. Again, enjoy it. I look forward to following up with you if you have any questions about it. And yeah, congratulations, buddy.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.